Good evening, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are no longer in Mexico. We are in Guatemala, and Guatemala has treated me very badly by just completely raining the entire day. I'm literally drenched, but since we just got into the city, I decided it might be a good idea to get a sense of the street food here in Guatemala. We're currently in the city of Quetzaltenango, also known as Xela, but there's a lot of delicious food. There's a ton of food stands right down the street. Hopefully I'm not gonna get rained on all the way there, but we're gonna try our best and see what we can eat here in Xela, Guatemala. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Tacos El Quetzalteco. And it's tacos, but it's not Mexican tacos. These are Guatemalan tacos, unique here to Quetzaltenango. That's why they're called El Quetzalteco. It's referring to the place of Quetzaltenango. And you can tell the tacos are a little bit different. First off, they only have steak tacos. They don't have pork tacos, they don't have chicken tacos, they don't have el pastor, none of that. Just the pure beef tacos, that's it. But what else is really unique is that, first off, they top it with a lot of onions. And they're not fresh onions, it's cooked caramelized onions, which I absolutely love. And on top of that, they put the salsa on it. But it's not just a salsa, they put two salsas. They put a really spicy salsa, and then they also put like a tomato-y salsa. I'm not sure what's going on, but these Guatemalan tacos are definitely different from the ones I've been used to in Mexico. What I'm gonna do first, I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze that lemon on top. Obviously, that's what we always do when we get tacos. Give it just that little bit of acidity. All right, these look really good. You can tell he's just making it right here in front of me. And the skins, he just dips it in and then he just like cooks it. It's absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and give this a try. I think you guys just saw how much juice leaked from that. That juice is from that sort of tomato-y sauce that he puts on top. But I have to say, the skin, it looks like he toasted it really well, but it's actually not that crispy. It's kind of really soggy. I think because there's so much sauce, it just makes the whole thing sogged up. The onions, absolutely love it. The steak is actually like all broken apart, so it's beef, but it's really shredded beef, and the thing is it gets stuck in your teeth, which is pretty annoying. But I would say this is a really soupy taco. Usually when you're in Mexico, you get tacos, they're dry, you get meat on top, onions, you put salsa, and that's it. This is like if a taco became drenched in a soup and then they took it. I mean, just looking at the tray, you can tell how much sauce there is on there because it is really drenched, really wet. When he puts that red sauce on top, it just drowns the entire thing. It's a really good taco. It's really unique, really different. I absolutely love it. I'm not used to it yet, but still absolutely delicious. Wow, what a great way to start the night. Some unique Guatemalan tacos, absolutely delicious. We're currently here at the Museum of Xela. You've got the main city plaza right behind me, all the churches and stuff, but between the museum and the municipal market is this street of street food stalls. We're gonna go and check it out and see what there is to eat. Gracias. Bueno, muchas gracias. All right, next stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Antojitos Mayri, which is just another street food. Like I said, this street right here, this is a beautiful street. It's full of street food, and I think there's gonna be more food we're gonna try later. Hopefully they're not gonna close anytime soon. But we've got something called Garnacha, which is traditional food here in Guatemala, also something I've never seen in Mexico. But it kind of reminds me of a chalupa in Puebla, because she fries it up, she puts meat on top, she puts onions on top. It basically is like a chalupa in Puebla. But I'm interested to go ahead and try it out and see how it fares compared to that. If you guys remember, chalupas in Puebla are like one of my favorite foods in Mexico. So if this is really like it, this might be my favorite food here in Guatemala. All right, let's go ahead and try out our first garnacha here in Guatemala. Oh my God. I mentioned earlier that the way she makes it is similar to the chalupas in Puebla, but the taste is completely different. First off, The main difference here is that the skin actually, it's like super crispy. It's not as oily or greasy, it's just crispy. What's interesting about this also is that there's more meat than there is salsa. The meat really makes like a layer, and then she tops it off with salsa. Whereas in Puebla, it was first the salsa makes up the main layer, and then she puts a little bit of meat on top. Here, it's absolutely delicious. I much prefer this one actually. And that's saying a lot because I love chalupas in Puebla. But these garnachas are absolutely amazing. They're 10 quetzales for a whole plate of 5. But they are really crispy. The meatiness, that meat juiciness when you bite in is absolutely amazing. And of course with that salad is actually really nice. I'm not usually a big fan of vegetables, but I have to say, this salad right here, nice crispy freshness that you absolutely need to contrast the sort of nice soft meat that you have on the garnacha. Wow. I'm shocked. I didn't know Guatemala had such amazing food, but this garnacha is insanely delicious. Yeah, absolutely delicious. If you're here in Guatemala, if you're here in Xela, you gotta come here, try out the garnacha. Absolutely incredible.
¿Qué tienes?
Well, this rain is not making it easy to vlog, but we are still going to continue and eat our way through. We bought something called an enchilada. Now, when I think of enchilada, in Mexico, it's completely different. It's like steamed tortillas, you've got meat inside, and then they're covered in the sauce. But here, it's like a crispy cracker with meat on top. I got mine with beef, but if you were to say this is an enchilada, I would laugh, because this is not an enchilada in Mexico, but here in Guatemala, it is an enchilada. So we're gonna go ahead and try it out. It's like a big, huge biscuit thing, and it's layered with meat. Really interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. Let's go ahead and try this out. Okay, that's actually really simple and it's not that complex. It's kind of like if you had chips and salsa, except you just had the chip, you put some ground beef on top, and you put a salad on top with a little bit of salsa. That's literally it. There's nothing really special about it, but it's simple, but it's good. Simple, but good. Absolutely delicious. I love that you've got a bit of that hint of spiciness from the salsa. You've got a bit of crunch from, first off, the tostada, the crispy thing on the bottom. The meat is actually pretty flavorless. It's kind of just there. Not much flavor that it adds to the thing. But the salad on top, those peppers and the onions and the carrots, that adds something as well. For me, not the best thing I've had today, but it's very interesting. And the way that it's curved and textured means that it's very difficult to put on a plate. Like, it's almost fallen off my plate a couple of times because it's kind of like in this weird shape where it just wants to fall off. But yeah, it's good. It's kind of dry. There's not really much sauce to it, so my throat is kind of like parched from this. But yeah, good, delicious. I mean, I would never complain about it. This is really good. It's just nothing really special about it. It's literally, if you had a chips and salsa, you put some meat on it, that's exactly what it is. It's not a bad combination, not a bad idea, and it's called an enchilada here in Guatemala. All right, next stop of the day, we've actually come back to the earlier stall we were at. We're back at Antojitos Mayre, which is like literally just one stall down. But because I realized that they also have something called a pupusa, which is unique to Central America, never had it in Mexico before, but it's pretty unique. It's kind of like this big dough thing, and they top it off with salad, a lot of onions, very big onions, which I'm very happy about. Mine is stuffed with chicharron, so I'm very excited about that. But it's really big, and it's for 10 pesos, but it looks absolutely incredible. It's covered in this almost like red salsa sauce that's supposed to be spicy. All right, this is an absolute mess to eat, so I'm just like gonna try my best and take a bite. Oh wow. That is a very messy thing to eat, but oh my god, it is so good. First off, let's just talk about the fact that they stuffed it with chicharron. I did not realize how stuffed it was, just absolutely packed with chicharron. Once I bit in, I tasted chicharron, and the chicharron is really crispy. Usually when I get chicharron, especially in Mexico, it's too soft, it's soggy, it's cooked down. But this chicharron, it's crispy, it's nice, it's got that nice porky flavor. Wow, that chicharron is amazing. Now, let's talk about the actual dough itself. The dough isn't very thick. It looks very thick, but the reason it's so thick is because it's stuffed with so much meat and chicharron inside that it kind of deceives you and it looks like it's thick. But really, it's not that thick at all. Nice onions and salad on top. I would say the salsa's not really that spicy. It's a little bit spicy, but it's not too spicy. It's perfectly manageable, and I love the fact that those onions just bring another layer of crunch, a different type of crunch, a vegetably nicer crunch compared to the crispiness from the chicharron and the dough. Wow, I am very, very impressed with this. This pupusa is absolutely amazing. Now, from what I understand, pupusas aren't actually from Guatemala, they're from Salvador, but each country has its own sort of variation on it. I mean, like what we had today, the enchilada. An enchilada in Guatemala is very different from an enchilada in Mexico. So this is absolutely incredible. I'm just shocked by how stuffed it is with all that chicharron. It is massive. When you just bite in, that chicharron just explodes in your mouth. Wow, absolutely delicious. If you're here in Guatemala, you absolutely have to try pupusa. These are incredible. Some of the best things I've had here. All right, final stop of the day. We've literally come right across the plaza to the other side here. And there's another stall here. There's a bunch of stalls here, but I got something that I knew I had to try. Now, keep in mind here, Quetzaltenango, I thought it was Guatemala. I thought it was gonna be hot and warm and sunny, but it's been everything but that. It's been cold, it's been rainy. It's like what, 11 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius? It is cold. And when it's cold, I want a warm, sweet drink, you know, like hot chocolate. Here in Guatemala, they have that sweet drink. It's called Ponche de Leche. What is it? Well, according to the lady here, it's milk, but it's milk with a bunch of secret ingredients that she can't tell me, except that one of those ingredients is cinnamon. So what exactly is it made of? I really don't know. I can only tell you it's milk and cinnamon and some secret stuff that she wouldn't tell me about it. But it looks delicious. It's warm, you can see the steam. Oh, this is exactly what I need on a cold day here in Guatemala. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh, wow. That is very, very hot. That literally is burning down my throat. But that is so good. It's the milk, it's sweet, it's really, really nice sweet, but it's not over sweet. It's not like condensed or evaporated milk where it's just completely overpowered by the sugar and the sweetness. No, here it's perfectly balanced. And you've got a bit of spiciness, you've got a bit of that cinnamon, you've got some other special secret ingredients that she wouldn't tell me, but it's doing something in there. It's like a spiced latte almost, except it doesn't have coffee in it. But wow, and it's really sweet. Like it's sweet. It's like a nice, not refreshing, but then it's just the perfect, nice, warm dessert to have. Usually people drink this with the garnachas, which we had earlier, which is honestly what we're like. That's heaven. That is literally the best dinner you could ask for here in Guatemala. But this is absolutely incredible. I mean, the cup itself, the cup of milk is 10 quetzales, which is a little bit pricey because for 10 quetzales you can get, you know, 5 garnachas as well. But absolutely worth it. She has these huge tubs you can see right behind me, and they're boiling. Like, it's hot. Like, I can't stress to you enough, when I like took my first sip, it is scalding down your throat. But the thing is, with this type of weather, with this cold, rainy weather, this is exactly what you want here in Guatemala. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. It's not a very, very long video, but it is an introduction to food here in Guatemala. There's so much unique food, and I can't wait to continue sharing more of the food here in Guatemala. It's so nice to have this like warm, spiced milk, so I'm just gonna enjoy this here, and I'll see you guys on the next video here from Guatemala.